And that was a shoot.
Yeah, that's full-blown shooting.
Since you want to shoot, cowboy!
And now, the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast.
Hey, what up? It is the episode number 6 of the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast. Big 60. My name is Gabe Jones.
Sace. It's the Sace episode. I'm Tim Cross. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
I'm all right. Getting ready to do this podcast, and we got NXT actually rolling in the background at the same time.
It is
might have some cool traffic noise because we're outside.
It is it's a big week for wrestling coming up. You have Payback on Sunday.
Yep.
You have a New Japan show next week. Ring of Honor a week after Payback. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
A lot. So let's get right to it.
Yes, sir. Speaking of Payback, we have to talk first about the pre-show match, which is Ryback and Kalisto.
It's one of those things where I don't have a problem. I've told you I don't have a problem with these fast, small guys with these big.
No, I don't either. But I also don't care about this match.
I mean, honestly, can you care about everyone all the time?
No, you can't. But
and that's probably why it's on the pre-show.
But at the same time, it's like
it's a title and it pisses you off, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So why not just get rid of the U.S. title?
Because John Cena's coming back, and we'll talk about that later. But what if they want to do that U.S. Open Challenge stuff bit again?
Why? Why not have him win the IC? He's never had the IC. Have him win the IC and make that important again.
And we can even talk about this now. Vince is supposed to address the whole Shane and Stephanie thing at the pay-per-view. What if that is the precursor of the brand split? You could do a show with the U.S. Open.
I think it is.
But you could have the U.S. Open exclusive to SmackDown and really build around that title.
But see, the U.S. title is a Raw title.
It is now, but that could change.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, I'm just going by what it is. But I'm just going by what it is now.
Shane was supposed to not have any control of Raw, but that changed.
Yeah, because of that sweet match they had that he lost.
So what do you think that... okay, first of all, what do you predict who's going to win that match? Kalisto and Ryback.
I see Kalisto winning it again. I don't see them doing what they need to with Ryback because no one cares.
You don't think that Ryback will get... Because they have the 50-50 thing going on, and Kalisto won the last match at WrestleMania that nobody saw.
But it still wasn't that bad of a match.
Yeah, it was okay,
but at the same time, it's just like this. Just I don't want to say this isn't a sport where there's just big guys that go out there and dominate, but at the same time, there's big guys his size that are doing what Kalisto's doing,
right?
Physically.
This would have been the perfect title for Neville, I think.
It would have been a perfect title for any of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a good title for Kalisto, but guess what? He gets the privilege of working Ryback.
Yeah. So you think Ryback's winning, or you think Kalisto's winning?
I think Kalisto's winning.
Okay, I'll pick Ryback, just for fun. Okay.
I may be wrong, but I'm just going to pick Ryback.
All right, so this whole Vince deciding who is... What do you think that is going to be? Do you think it'll be the brand split?
Yeah.
So it's been teased for a long time.
Plus, Plus, if you noticed, they're doing that old school title with the new logo.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, that could just be we're making replica titles and we put the new logo on them. And it also could be.
But I think it's just a missed opportunity if they have SmackDown on USA now, not to really build that show more than it is.
Oh, no, totally. I've been watching it recently and being more impressed with that, wrestling-wise, than I am with Raw. Even though Raw still has been way better than it was, but it's still, it's for some people, it's for some reason, it's still not good enough. Like, they're not... it's like they're not happy that it doesn't completely suck, so they have something to bitch about. But they're not happy that it's not great.
It's still...
I don't get it.
It's a 3-hour show, and it's just really hard to stay up for 3 hours. You could take a Viagra and be up for 4 hours, but that's not what we're talking about.
But see, that's the difference between you and me. And I know a lot of people on the page, like, it's easy for me to do that.
Okay.
But that's just the routine.
It's not easy for me.
I know. You're bad about it, because I would want to do some shows after pay-per-views, but I know that there's be no chance because you'd fall asleep on me. But what I'm saying is, me personally, I don't do a regular sleeping thing, so pretty much while everybody else is sleeping, that's when I'm catching up on all the wrestling throughout the week. So I watch it at all times.
Okay, well that's how we're different, I guess. All right, Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. This is the main roster pay-per-view debut of Baron Corbin. No, he was at WrestleMania.
No, he was at WrestleMania. He won the damn Battle Royal.
How could I forget? Okay, first singles match.
Well, this will be his actual first match, right?
No, he had match.
I thought he's had nothing but DQs so far.
I thought he had a match with Dolph the night after WrestleMania.
Nobody got DQ'd, remember?
Okay.
It got counted out, and then he yelled at the ref and said, "This is on you."
All right. Well, I'm still picking Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I picked Baron Corbin too. I feel like Dolph is kind of on the low, but he's on the low for a reason. Like, he's got the deal with Taproot. He's got the deal with Tap Out. He's got his own show on the network. Like, it's not that they're not using everyone correctly. It's just you can't use everyone all the time.
He's the Natalia right now of the men's division.
Exactly. He's in the back. He's in the back burner. Getting a show, getting endorsements, doing that, and then give it about a year whenever it's everybody about his size, and they start getting rid of the John Cena being there all the time and this person being there all the time, because it's getting to that time to where those guys are going to have to slowly start to fade out.
And what people don't understand is not everybody can be a top guy. There was Owen.
It's just not possible.
There was Owen Hart's. There was Mr. Perfect. There was Jake the Snake. All those guys were not top guys. I mean, they were guys that would headline a few shows here and there, but they weren't. They weren't the guys that were headlining the shows. And Dolph is somebody like that.
Yeah, he's one of those guys to where, if it's there, he could headline the show with the champion and put on an awesome match. But, I mean, for long periods of time holding the belt, there's just some people that just can't do it.
Yeah.
But then again, there's some people that just don't need a belt. And I don't understand why people don't get that anymore, because, everybody's like, this person needs a belt, this person needs a belt, this person needs a belt. No, they need to be pushed in a good direction to where they're putting on good matches and good competition and good storylines. Not everybody needs pushed for a belt for me to be interested or happy.
Mm. Well, yeah, I guess so. And it has a lot to do with
And
the
I honestly
story.
think that match is probably going to be the surprise of the night.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I think, this is going to be a stacked card, so it'll be really, I think it'll be
honestly, I think this whole card's better than Mania.
Oh, I agree. Better booked, better everything all around. Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains.
I think this will be a really cool match only because of the freshness that is.
Yes.
It's not the same moves from the Usos, and it's not the same, crap from, this tag team, and it sucks that we're not going to get to actually see a New Day match, but I guarantee New Day will be there and talk.
They'll be involved.
So I really don't care.
Who goes over?
I gotta say it's Enzo.
I think the Vaudevillains will go over. I think the Dudleys will find a way to screw Enzo and Cass.
So you think
I think that's one of those things where you say that not everyone needs a title, and I don't think Enzo and Cass needs that right now. And I think
they're not. If you win that, you don't get the title. You get a match
you get
with
a title shot, but I think they're going to build that up to SummerSlam so that the Enzo and Cass waits to face the New Day at SummerSlam.
I don't know. to build that type of rivalry, for it to really get heated, it needs to be an established bad versus good.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do good versus good, and it's just going to be promo the whole time,
But they might plant the seed for that on Sunday if New Day's involved.
I think if they plan on Enzo being champions at SummerSlam, then VOD wins and VOD ends up beating New Day.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And
Well-
then you work, and then cause it's just face for face in promos doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you can't have both of them be against you can't have them be against each other and be comical.
Unless they're like the top of the line stars.
Yeah, but I mean, look at it before. When has two up-tempo, make-you-laugh guys been facing each other and been that gimmick?
Yeah.
You had Jericho versus The Rock, but Jericho was serious, or The
Right.
Rock was serious. You had The Rock versus Stone Cold. You've had Stone Cold be a jokester, and he can be damn funny.
Yeah.
But then you have The Rock that's funny, but also serious. So it's never, to me, it's never been two funny guys going against each other, having funny promos at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't seem like it's going to work. So in some way, shape, or form, something weird's going to happen
Okay.
there.
So you think Enzo and Cass?
Yeah,
I'm picking vaudevillains.
I take Enzo and Cass
All right.
still.
Charlotte versus Natalya. Maybe Ric Flair is drunk on a pole match.
Oh my god!
What the hell is going on with Ric Flair? I mean, honestly.
He told someone to kill themselves last
mean,
night. He told Natalya on SmackDown to kill herself. Now, I understand it's wrestling and it's a TV show, but it's not Ric Flair telling Bret Hart, kill yourself. It's not saying Charlotte's wrestling is going to murder you or Charlotte's going to kill you. It is, hey, go and commit suicide, is pretty much what
Yeah.
he said, with all this stuff with suicide and bullying going on.
And his son.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a situation to where I understand it's wrestling, but it's just in bad taste at the time
Yeah.
right now.
What-
Just come on.
And what happened? What was
It'd have been
this-
better to see him hit her.
What was this airport thing? Because I didn't follow it all the way.
Supposedly that happened. That was today,
Yeah.
and they weren't allowing him to get on the plane. But
First-
then I heard
the first
that
report was he was drunk, and then the second one was no, he wasn't drunk. He just cut his hand somehow.
yeah, and it was I guess that cop that was on duty is also an EMT kind of thing, and
Yeah.
he fixed him up.
It's just really hard for me to believe that Ric Flair was not drunk in an airport. Just from every story that we've heard.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, do you really think he would have been dumb enough to get drunk after he was dumb enough last night to accidentally let it slip that, hey, Natalya,
This is
kill
the guy-
yourself?
this is
So
the
what I'm
guy-
thinking is he's probably not drunk. Hell, he's probably worried about his job.
This is the guy that got on a plane in a robe and nothing else. So, who knows? But who wins this match?
Oh, Charlotte.
You think so?
I
think they're holding out. Like, yeah, I agree with you. I think Charlotte wins, and they're waiting for the Sasha-Charlotte match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep the title on Charlotte till then. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. That video package alone on Monday night was
Awesome.
so amazing.
Awesome.
And
That's the stuff they're missing. If you got it, I was watching a pay-per-view back in the day, and there's a goddamn video package
Yeah.
for every single match.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you put, if they just arranged things better. You could have turd A versus turd B, but if you make it seem like something, people will care.
Yeah. See, I I don't know what has been going on with WWE. Like, has been so good with the video packages over the years, but over the last 2 or 3 years, the way that they have put stuff together has just been head scratching.
to say the least.
I mean, just even down to the camera shots during matches, where they change the camera every 3 seconds, like an MTV music video.
Yeah, but I also think that's to make moves look a certain way, so you don't get to see
I guess so,
them mess up. Like John Cena clearly missed someone's face when he does the 5-knuckle shuffle.
They don't do that in NXT or anything.
Yeah, but NXT's pretty much all taped. You can just pick the angle that's the best. You got to understand that one's live. If you notice, that's the only show that it does it on.
It just bothers me.
That and pay-per-views.
I don't need an attention resetter every 3 seconds.
No, I don't know if it's an attention resetter. It's just like sometimes you can make a move look a little crazier. Like if they would have shot, the best way to put it is that half Nelson suplex that Sami Zayn did on Kevin Owens on the ladder. Yeah. That was safe as hell.
Yeah.
But if they would have showed it in a different angle, it probably wouldn't look so...
I mean, the best example is the tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tombstone, totally. Totally. You pull away. You don't let it be up close and seen that he never hits his head.
But you don't need a camera change every 3 seconds to show that.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, All
right, so what happens in this match? Because you know what I already said in the earlier podcast. I don't think there is a finish. I think this is going to be a DQ.
It's going to be a DQ?
Yeah, this is going to be like they're fighting all over the arena and they have to. It's no contest.
I honestly don't know. Like, to me, it would make sense. Like, you could make it. What's the next pay-per-view after this?
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities there.
So it's more than likely going to be a DQ.
Yeah.
And it'll set up for Extreme Rules, and you can do no DQ.
Did you listen to the Sami Zayn on Jericho podcast today?
No.
You need to listen because he's talking. You know how those interviews are. They don't usually do kayfabe. And most of the interview, 98% of it was not in kayfabe. But every time he talked about Kevin Owens, he was like, "Yeah, I hate that guy." So it's those guys are incredible.
They do the job very well, and the fact that they have been allowed to keep it going and all this is awesome. Like, really awesome.
Yeah. All right, Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. A match that if you would have said a couple years ago would happen, you'd probably say no way.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Dean takes this one, and the reason why is because they've been building Jericho, and Jericho just beat AJ.
Yeah.
And when's the last time Dean won?
Well, that's why I think Jericho's going to win, because they need...
No, but what I'm saying is if he beats Jericho, Dean's important again, and Dean... I mean... Right. What's happening for Roman next month?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I could see that, but also
if you got Owens versus Zayn, they're feuding and they're going to feud again. You have Ambrose go over Jericho, or whoever wins this match is going to be the number one contender for the next pay-per-view. I feel like.
Well, I still think Jericho's going to go over because I don't know why. I just think they're trying to build him up as a heel, and I don't think they have a whole lot of good heels right now.
They don't. and I'll be honest and say this: if they end up bringing back Orton, whenever they do, I hope he comes back as a heel, because if they need anything, it is more solid heels.
Yeah, I agree.
If they had more solid heels, it would help certain people get over more as a face. Like if you had an awesome heel,
yeah,
like Jericho and Cruz should totally be a feud.
That would be good.
Because his heat could get Apollo over even that much more, and for him to work with somebody like Apollo would make Apollo look even better. That's why I think in a match like this, it's just so iffy, because you could totally reestablish Dean with a big win over Jericho right here, or you could just keep the push with Jericho that you're giving him.
Yeah,
this is a tough one for me.
I still think Jericho wins this, and I think he rolls on. I think he's going to have a big summer as a heel. And, I think these young guys have really lit a fire under him.
I do too. He wants to get in the ring with all of them.
Yeah.
Has he got in the ring with Seth Rollins?
I don't believe so, no.
So, I mean,
he did like a couple international shows with him.
He wants to. I think there's that matchup still. I think he wants to work Finn.
Sami Zayn?
Yeah, he worked Sami Zayn.
I mean, like a major, like
an actual story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff. I think that would work. By the way,
Nakamura?
Yeah, I know Nakamura. He wants to work out Nakamura. Not trying to cut away from anything, but the Revival is on NXT right now,
yeah.
And I honestly think the best thing for them is to put Arn Anderson as their manager.
Yeah, that would be good.
Let Arn talk.
I mean, those are Ole and Arn pretty much to a T. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, the Asuka and
Eve
Marie match wasn't that bad.
How do you forget that name? All right.
All I think about is boobs.
All right, The Miz versus Cesaro.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And
I'm so excited. I might be looking forward to this more than any other match,
and
honestly.
I see Miz winning.
You think so?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Honestly, I think we see a lot of this pay-per-view at the next pay-per-view, just with Extreme Rules behind it.
I think Cesaro wins. I
that
don't know.
Quick? After they just changed The Miz again, too?
I do, because
That's two gimmick changes at the same time.
I understand that, but I also know that they really want to build Cesaro. I think Vince has had a change of heart.
I don't think Vince has always liked Cesaro. Cesaro's just been hurt. I mean, They needed somebody in the tag division, so they put two awesome guys together like Kid and Cesaro, and it worked. Imagine if they were still there. Imagine if they wouldn't have got hurt.
Yeah.
Imagine that team right there. So what I'm saying is, I think Vince likes him anyway. It's just there's been other people up there that has been in the title picture, and he's just getting hurt. So
you think Cesaro might win it at the next show?
I think he wins it at Extreme Rules.
Okay. All right, the main event: Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles.
I'm not even going to guess anything because it's so up in the air. I'm not 100% sure on anything. Yeah, which is awesome. Like, say what you want about Roman, but I'm looking forward to this match just to see what happens. Not like, man, I can't wait to watch this 5-star Matt Classic.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to see what happens in the last 5 minutes of this match.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
There are 3 scenarios that the internet are all pretty much mulling over, and that's Gallows and Anderson siding with either Styles, Reigns, or a debuting Finn Balor. Which one you think is more likely to happen?
I don't...
Because Finn has been trolling the internet for 3 months now.
Yeah, and then him losing the belt, too, it also looks that way as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, honestly, what I would want to see, like, my feelings are so up in the air in this, I can't go by my gut. What I want to see, though, is it be Finn, and Finn screws AJ out of it, so then Reigns can move on to someone else next month, so then he can meet up with Rollins when he comes back, because Rollins is supposed to come back around Money in the Bank. Or the month before to lead up to, if he's going to be in the Money in the Bank. But a lot of people think he's going to come in with his own title and go, guess what, I never lost this. But I think it is Finn behind it, costs AJ, then they work Finn and AJ, which I think is going to be awesome.
So that means Reigns wins.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. I agree with you. The thing I'm most worried about...
I would love to see AJ win, just because it's... between everything that's going on, nobody thinks Reigns is going to lose.
Right.
No matter what it is. If they side with Reigns or what, nobody thinks Reigns is going to lose.
The thing I am most worried about is and you've seen the WWE do, like, there's something that seems like it's the most obvious choice, and there's maybe two other ones that seem like it could happen, and they try to just go out this crazy route, just throw out a curveball, and it always sucks. And I'm worried that they might try doing that. Or maybe they...
But I think the curveball was Finn.
Right. I think so, but people assume that that's going to happen, though. And that's why... I mean, I just really hope it's not like Sheamus or somebody.
Well, you mean like... Oh. I mean, no, I don't think they would do that with this one.
League of Nations is gone, so those guys are free agents.
Yeah, I mean, is it League of Nations?
I doubt it, but...
Or are they done? Like, I know... Like, they had 3 separate matches and they didn't come out with each other at all.
Yeah, they are... I mean... Okay, if you've not watched SmackDown yet, they pretty much they're done.
Why?
So they pretty much left each other in the ring to get beat up. So yeah.
By who?
Well, there was like a tag match. You know, they're tagged and they left. Like, I don't know if it was they left Del Rio in the ring or they left Sheamus. And Del Rio has already said that they're not going to be around much longer. So,
well, good, because it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It just didn't work. It would have totally worked if you would have had William Regal be
that would be
the
great.
head point of that. Like, it was actually on that video game. It would have totally worked. But, you know, when you let Sheamus be your mouthpiece,
yeah,
you know, you can't expect
Which one of those
gold
guys
out
do
of
you
it.
think has the brightest future?
Rusev
I think so too.
or Barrett if he'd stay around.
I don't think he's staying around though.
I don't either.
I can't believe how far Del Rio's fallen in 6 months since he's debuted. Or came back, anyway. I mean, he beat John Cena in 8 minutes. And now, look at him.
Mm-hmm. I think there's more behind that than meets the eye.
I think it has a lot to do with Kalisto getting popular. Because they didn't have any Hispanic star at the time.
It has to do with Kalisto, yeah. But also, who cares about Del Rio?
I agree with that.
Like, I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler. I think he can work. But when you're, when you say the things you do when you're not with a company and then you come back with the company, what do you expect?
I agree. Now, a lot of things, something that people do care about is the NXT title. That changed over the weekend at a house show, and people got so butthurt over that.
Oh my god!
Like,
people were so mad.
Like, what? I don't know. I mean, they're showing it tonight on NXT. I don't understand.
It actually happened already. I think it was just highlights.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
All right.
But what? Like, sorry, you didn't get to see it. Wah wah. Like, it's the only way you can keep a secret now in wrestling. Like, and have the oh my god factor. That happened. It's, you know, like if it would have been, I mean, would you rather go, oh my god, that's crazy, it happened, and then watch highlights, or know what's going to happen anyway?
And this used to happen all the time.
Yeah, this is how it used to work. Like, you're just whining now because you've been given the product as much as you have. And to say that there's no storyline or anything that's built up to it is just stupid, because you had 3 months.
Yeah.
You had 3 months because he fought him in London.
Yeah.
Who did he work in Brooklyn?
Baron Corbin.
That's who he worked
Samoa
in Corbin?
Joe. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who did
Balor fought Owens, didn't he?
he fought him in Japan?
Yeah, he fought him in a ladder match in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
But you had him. The last 2 takeovers has been Joe, and then you haven't seen him since the last one, and then he takes the belt at a house show. Like, that's.
And that really adds to the mystique of house shows too. I mean,
Get your ass to a live show.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it does.
Now
like,
there's gonna
you
be-
never know what's going to happen.
There's going to be like 15,000 people that claim that they were at that 300 person event.
Oh my God, yeah.
From now on until the end of time.
I mean, like, people don't, like, I don't know if people remember this or not, but, like, if you were upset now, imagine how upset people would be back in 90-something when Diesel beat Bob Backlund for the world title at a house show in 8 seconds.
Yeah. In the garden. Yeah.
Jesus, they would have burned down houses. Like, Jesus, like one time, like, and this is the one that pisses me off the most, is the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, won the tag titles at a house show in like 89 or 90, 89 to 91, somewhere in there. And Vince didn't like it, how the crowd reacted, so Vince just acted like it didn't happen. And the next day, the other team came out with the titles.
Yeah.
Like, it's a way to keep a surprise. Like,
yeah, and it really does add to the luster of the live events that they... And, I mean, not that NXT needs it right now, but just the whole product as a whole. I mean, it's something to be a part of. And if you've not been to a house show, you've got to do that.
Oh my God, house shows!
It's so much more fun than TV.
You can't go and say that house shows are better than Raw, or Raw's better than house shows, or anything like that, because it's like comparing apples and oranges. A house show with WWE, you never know what's going to happen. Like, I went there and saw who is Adam Rose now. He was Leo Cougar then, the original Leo Cougar, not like whenever he turned into the bounty hunter, but he was originally facing someone, I forget exactly who it is, and he was in Florida Championship Wrestling. That same match, that same show, I got to see Swagger versus Lawler.
Okay.
And I got to see CM Punk versus The Miz in a cage.
Yeah.
At a house show.
Yeah.
You know, but then I went and saw the last Raw, and I got to see Triple H versus Dolph Ziggler for a world title. So, I mean, it's... the cool things happen both. More wrestling happens at house shows, obviously, because it doesn't have the whole like TV feel. But having the whole TV feel there is totally cool and different as well. So they're both really cool. But by them doing that, it is trying to get more people to come to the shows.
Yeah,
you make more money that way.
Speaking of making a lot of money, John Cena said he is coming back Memorial Day weekend.
Woo!
Everyone is so excited about this. I think this is the week after Extreme Rules. So
there's a whole other pay-per-view before he comes back.
Yeah. So everyone has that to look forward to. So you got month before.
So he comes back at the end of May. And when is Money in the Bank?
I think it's July.
So what's in June?
Maybe I don't know. They did Elimination Chamber last year in June. I don't remember.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. They did Elimination Chamber in the middle of June, and then maybe it was Money in the Bank 2 weeks after that.
I'm telling you, it wasn't.
I'm telling you, it was because I was at the weekend NXT show before Elimination Chamber last year in June. So you look that up. All right, so we can't go away this week without mentioning the death of China.
We could.
Well, we could, but we shouldn't.
But we didn't now because of you.
Well, what is your impression?
No, I'm not even talking about it because people get mad at me all the time.
Well, what do you think when you hear China? Don't even worry about that.
First word that comes to mind?
Yeah.
Joke.
Really?
Yeah, she was there because of a joke. A woman that size
as a heater,
being a bodyguard for a man.
I will.
They were so high on coke, they thought that was a good idea, and obviously it was. And they laughed about it to themselves so much that they went to Vince McMahon, and that's why she was there. Was she there and did some cool things? Yeah. She won the IC title. That was a joke. You shouldn't have the IC title. That's a man's thing. You can't have a man go and win the woman's title. So, I'm sorry. I think that's
I'll always
horrible.
remember her in the Rumble. I thought that was a spectacle, and I thought that was cool. I really didn't care much else other than that, but...
Being in the Rumble's cool.
Yeah.
That's one thing. How many times was she in it? One? Twice?
Just one. Maybe twice.
I think she was.
She was out of the
Wasn't
WWE.
she in one in Raw or something?
Yeah, she was.
And somehow that's how she got in the Rumble that one time.
That's how she got to be number 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so we mentioned China. You guys can stop bothering
Rest
us.
in peace.
Okay. Do you have anything else to go before?
I mean, there's Wrestler of the Week. There's Match of the Week.
Before we hit that.
Before we hit into this situation, I mean, coming up May 6th. That's next weekend.
Yeah.
May 6th. There is a show in Stonewood, West Virginia, for a buddy of ours that was in the group, Nicholas Shomo. It's for him. There's one May 13th here in Fairmont, West Virginia, with Mick Foley, Raven, and
Shane
Douglas. Some dude in a mask named the Patriot will be there. I don't know if it is the Patriot.
Might be the same guy that played Doink the Clown.
Yeah, maybe.
At
Who
the
knows?
Bennington Fair.
Yeah. And
there's
we got some new logos, and we're going to be getting
check those out on our Facebook page. If you haven't been to our Facebook page, it's Real Shoot Wrestling.
They're on the Twitter.
RSW Podcast as well. Are they on Instagram yet?
They are also on Instagram.
Right.
We will be getting shirts, stickers, and hats. We will be putting up a pre-order sale for those soon, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that, but right now it's time for Match of the Week. Do you have anything?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually my buddy Logan has the DVD. It is Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan. Well,
Oh, wow.
Bryan Danielson.
Right.
For PWG. I think it's like 99 or 98. PWG 99 or 98. I forget exactly which one. Not in 99 or 98, but like, the show 99 or 98.
Right.
Some people don't get it, and you have to explain
Yeah.
it. But the whole show's amazing. But that match was exactly what you'd think you'd get from them. It's the joke at the beginning, and then it's just a solid match. It's awesome.
Omega just had a really good match with Michael Elgin on New Japan.
Yeah. Speaking of Michael Elgin, he's getting ready to take on Jason Kincaid.
Okay.
Also a member of our Real Shoot Facebook page. He's getting ready to face him in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Where's that at? Ohio?
Smoky Mountain.
Okay.
That would
I
be
knew that.
That would be down.
Okay.
That's in Kingsport, Tennessee.
All right. All right, so my match of the week is from 2004. It is...
Whew, that's not that old.
Well, I'm trying to do these pay-per-views after WrestleMania, and I was watching it the other night. It was probably Mick Foley's last great match against Randy Orton at Backlash. Lots of thumbtacks.
Oh, is that where they did all the stupid shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I pretty much, if there's a crazy weapon involved to that extent, I don't care about the match.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a good match, and I don't usually like weapons either, but... Okay, who's your wrestler of the week?
Eve Marie?
Really?
No. No, I'm joking. That's a tough one for me.
I'm going AJ Styles.
AJ this week?
Yeah. Because I thought the showing at the end of the show on Raw was just... He looked really strong at the end, and he just kind of felt like he belonged there. And he's really shown that he can be a main event player in the WWE. So I'm going AJ Styles.
He can play ball, and he can be a main attraction, but just win.
Okay. Well, who's your wrestler of the week then?
Piss on me. There's so many good ones this week.
All right. Well, you gotta pick one.
I gotta pick one.
Or at least a tag team.
Or a tag team?
Yeah.
Let's go Kings of Wrestling.
Okay.
ROH and PWG, they did a lot of work there, but Kings of Wrestling is Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio Castagnoli is Cesaro.
Yeah.
And Chris Hero is, if anybody watched NXT when it first came on, when it was first on the network and stuff, it was Cassius Ohno. So the two of them, quite possibly, they're probably the newest tag team that I would put in my top 5 of all time.
Okay.
And I watched a good bit of matches from them this week. They didn't take my match of the week, but it was pretty damn close. They about got tag team and match of the week.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you for joining us. Check out our Twitter page, RSW Podcast. We'll be live tweeting during the Payback show. We'll have a live Facebook discussion on our Facebook page. Thank you guys for following us. We've had almost 500 people, new followers on Twitter since WrestleMania, so that's really cool.
That's awesome. But we need to get our a page up, boys. So make sure you head over to Facebook, check out Real Shoot Wrestling, and make sure you click like and follow all the hijinks that happen.
All right,
on there,
well,
and all the goofy pictures I put on the on the Instagram at RSW Podcast.
All right, guys. Enjoy Payback. We'll catch you next time.
I'll do a live video after.
All right, I'll watch.